Hey sis, I'm the reason why my dad's car was stolen, but if I tell him, he will know that I'm not a virgin anymore. Come. Girl, sit down.
My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line, told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah, girl, sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it on you.
Yo, what's really good though? Hey sis squad, what's really good? Okay, I'm here, I'm chilling, extra comfy. I've got the only thing you should be sipping at right now, especially during the festive period. If you haven't got your Hey Sis mug, order it now, because during the Christmas period, deliveries can be funny, even for big Amazon, you know. Big Amazon will still tell you order on time. The reason why I say order on time is because when you're at home, you've had your time off from work, you're chilling, you want to be sipping your hot chocolate, your warm brandies, all right? Yeah, anything. Right now, I've got water in mine. I have the best mug in town, especially when you're watching episodes. We can cheers together. Let me do it right now. Cheers! Pow! I hope you had a mug in hand. Otherwise, that would have been really awkward. But yeah, shout out to my YouTube gang. Shout out to the Spotify massive. We are here, we are inside the building, and today we are going to be talking about a dilemma that we've received. Yes, we got a sis that needs not only my help, but our help as a community. And you know what I mean? I say it on Instagram, I say it anywhere I can say it. When we're a community, we come together like a village, we cover one another, we give advice, we deliver it as politely as possible. I know some of you, the delivery is a bit sharp. It's a bit too sharp, but you know, love is love regardless. Before we get into it, we got the Instagram page. We have, oh my gosh, big thank you to the community. We've come together and we are 12,000 plus on the cusp of 13,000. Let's do it. You know, I promise you, I will get the cake ready for us to celebrate. You'll have a virtual slice, the team will have a real slice. At the end of the day, a slice is a slice. To actually look at this milestone and look at the milestone and think to ourselves, we've come a long way. I remember when we were at like 200 odd followers, and here we are now, 12,000 plus. Wow, internationally known on the microphone. Hey, you know I'm gassed. So yeah, HeySisUK is the Instagram page. When it comes to Spotify, Hey Sis UK. I'm over here on TikTok, Yezzi.Yezzir. You need to be subscribing on the YouTube. And you know we're a YouTube partner now, meaning you can give us a super thanks. If you're not trying to do all this long preliminary stuff or whatever, we got a super thanks right there. Should be here. If you actually mess with what we're doing, if you support it, we'd appreciate a super thanks. We are doing a donation as well when it comes to the link is there somewhere, because we want to grow the team. Actually, we've got a lot that we've got on for 2025 and we need to have the best team for it, and we want to make sure that they get paid fairly. So we'll have the donation page down on the description box. You see that there. Whether you think it's small, it's not too small and nothing is too big, feel free to show us how much you support what we do here. Speaking of 2025, in case you didn't know, a birdie might have told you, 2025 first quarter, we are going to be launching HeySisUK.co.uk. Right now we're doing sign-ups. So that means you get exclusive membership to the newsletter, to the live events, to the giveaways. Oh yeah, we're doing giveaways every single month. We will be cutting off at some point because the plans we have in mind, we want to make sure that we're able to deliver a certain level of quality and focus on the people that just, you know, I'll be honest with you, it was a first come, first serve. So the description box is down below, www.HeySisUK.co.uk. 2025, we go live and we launch, baby. Okay? Because we live right now, but we ain't launched. I know a couple people are excited. Wait till you see us launch. I'm gassing. I've got the biggest grin on my face. And you know, it's during the period that's my favorite holiday of the year. I know we got a lot of things, you know, you got Valentine's Day, you got Easter, you got a lot of things going on. But you see, Christmas, the festive period, everyone coming together, mulled wine, turkey. Let me not even start. If I start on the Christmas films, that's another kettle of fish. But I'm glad that we have this. Let's get into this dilemma, shall we? Let's get into it. Hey sis, I'm the reason why my dad's car was stolen, but if I tell him, he will know that I'm not a virgin anymore. The boy I like in my college has been wanting to see me. We went to Winter Wonderland. He took me home, and when we were in front of my house, he said that he still wanted to speak to me about something. I knew he wanted to ask me to be his girlfriend. We couldn't go inside my house because it was still late. So when I went in, I took my dad's car keys so we could sit in his car and still be warm. He asked me to be his girlfriend, and we started kissing, and everything happened so fast. I went inside my house. He went home. The next day, my dad was shouting in the house because his car was not on the driveway. I've checked everywhere and I can't find his car keys. I asked my boyfriend if he remembers anything from last night, and he said that he remembers that I definitely left with the car keys. Today on Snap, I saw his friend driving a car that looks like my dad's. I haven't been able to sleep properly, and I don't know if my boyfriend has anything to do with it, but he jokes around calling me rich girl all the time. I don't want to admit to my dad that I took his car keys when I was the last one to have it the night before it went missing. What should I do? This is a lot. And the reason why I say it's a lot is because you've been split between your boyfriend and your dad. And I hate to be this person to say it, but good girl, sis. This one is a no-brainer, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. As of now, we don't know if your boyfriend had anything to do with it. We don't know if his friend has your dad's car. But my priority for you is the fact that you haven't been able to sleep. My priority for you is the fact that you have been plagued with this, because a lot of things have happened. You've lost your virginity. Your dad's car's been stolen. You're suspicious of your own boyfriend, your newly appointed boyfriend. This is crazy. But I will say this. It's better for you to say what you know in order to kind of give yourself peace than to hold back on everything and wonder if, but, maybe, could it have been. So definitely speak to your dad. Definitely speak to your dad. And I'm your sis, but in this situation, I'm your big sis. So I'm going to tell you the truth. But we'll get to that. Let's start with this. Definitely tell your dad. I'm not saying that you have to tell your dad everything. I'm not encouraging you to lie. But he's a man that he's seen a lot. I'm sure when you describe the night in question in its totality, allow him to use his own imagination of what went down. You don't need to be telling your dad to the T what happened. Like, you don't have to do it to a T, as in, hey dad, this happened, da 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 da. By the way, I'm not a virgin. Girl, chill. There might be a version you tell your mum, a version you tell your dad. Depends on the relationship you have with your dad. I don't know. But I'm not saying that you have to go and be very graphic with the imagery of that evening. The reason why I say it's important for you to tell him the fact that you were the last one to have his key is so there might be something missing where he's able to retrace his steps. He's able to say, oh, you know what, I took it out. I don't know, but I will say this. If you're able to say I was the last one to have your key, if he has to pull someone up on it, maybe your boyfriend, to get to what happened, it's better that way. Because let's just say they find the friend on Snap. Even if you say to your dad, hey dad, this might be the guy, XYZ, let the police handle the matter. At the end of the day, someone stole from your dad. You weren't the one that stole from your dad. You love your dad. Let the man get his car back. The best thing that could happen is that you could see on Snap, the police approached the person that you know from college. It could be your dad's car. And at the end of the day, you're not in the wrong. They stole from your dad, or he stole from your dad. I don't know, because these things can be as little as your boyfriend seeing the car, him bragging to his friend, yeah, this girl, really like her, and her dad's car, oh my gosh, it's so sick, da 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 da. That guy might take it upon himself to go to your house, maybe asking him where you live, and then making sense of it on his own accord, and take your dad's car. He might have done it without the intention of your dad's car being stolen. We don't know, but you need to give your dad the opportunity to explore these options. It's not fair on him. And if you love him, you give him the opportunity to explore these options. Then there's another situation where your so-called boyfriend might have been the one plotting on your dad this whole time. You said it yourself. He likes to call you rich girl. You said it yourself. You know, he's noticed certain things about you. You were the last one to have the car keys, and the last time you were in the car, it was with him. For all we know, he took the keys. Hey, I see you, okay? I see you watching, listening, keying, but you haven't liked, you haven't subscribed, and I know you haven't dropped a comment. So I'm going to sip out my mug, a mug that you should be getting right now during this festive period, which is the Hey Sis mug. And I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. Yeah, that's enough time. Let's get back to the episode. Could have, allegedly, but we will never know if someone's not given the option to explore these situations. And maybe no one had anything to do with it. Maybe your dad did something to misplace the keys and someone, a stranger off the street, has stolen the car. But don't have this man going around town thinking he's gone mad, and you could be the person to put him out of his misery. That's not fair on him. That's your dad. I'm sure he works very hard. You know, cars aren't cheap. And it must have been a nice car if they're taking it like that. That's all I'm saying. So definitely tell your dad. The delivery in how you tell your dad is what will allow him to manage the situation properly. If your mother's around, it'll be great to have her present. Maybe you tell her first, and then she tells you how to approach your dad. If there's one person that knows how to handle somebody else, is their partner. So maybe tell mum first and then tell your dad in order to help soften the blow for yourself. Again, the purpose of this is not to, quote unquote, get you in trouble or to point the finger at your boyfriend, because it may or may not have been him. But it's to be able to give your dad a fair chance to maybe give the police some information, maybe to give some more information to his insurers, and ultimately just to help him get his car back. Like, if you were going to pick a side, girl, pick your dad. This is your boyfriend, college stage. I beg, behave. So that's what I would say. And I'd say, I don't know how long ago this might have happened. I don't know. But the sooner you tell him, the better. When it comes to your parents, everybody's different. But it takes a lot for your parent to really hate you, as in wash their hands of you. This situation is not going to make your dad disown you. Relax. Chill out. It'll be fine. There's different approaches to this. I would say the best approach right now, in my opinion, but you know your parents better than I do, tell your mum. If she wants to scream, shout, holler, whatever, tell her, and then tell your dad. Or you can sit them both down and tell them the news at the same time. Like I said, do not go and offer up graphic information that no one asked for. I'm sure your mum and dad will use their imagination. And yes, you should expect a punishment, because that's just how life is. You see, as your sis, I'd never lie to you. And since you're in college, come. Girl, sit down. I want to speak to you, sis, yeah? And I want to speak to you about self-worth. For you to do the activities you said you did with your now boyfriend in your dad's car, you're better than that. You're so much better than that. A guy that truly values you and is willing to wait and wants to know you as a person on a deeper level and a deeper connection would not have to rush to do that. At the end of the day, you've lost your virginity, you've lost it, fine. You say you really like this guy likes you. But allow yourself to be treated like the queen you are. You don't have to be so angsty and rush an intimate thing like what you did. You don't have to rush to do it in your dad's car, even if it was his car, even if it was your boyfriend's car. Set a standard for yourself. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, girls that do it here are of this level and girls that do it there are of that level. No, if we're up to me, I say focus on being the best version of you when it comes to college and whatnot. I'm sure you can find better things to do with your time than to do what you did that evening. But what I am saying is that as a young lady and a woman, the best thing you can do in your dating life, because the likelihood is he will not be your last boyfriend. He could end up being your husband. I don't know. But what I will say is that you're dating this man. You're not married to this man. And you need to navigate yourself in this dating world by having standards. If you have no clue, you have no business dating. So what I will say is that you've got a boyfriend, fine. But now you need to clue up quicker than ever. As in, get yourself some standards. Get yourself some non-negotiables. And get yourself a priority. And why I say it's important for a young lady to have a priority, especially when she's in education, is because when you have a priority or set priorities, you allow yourself to not be distracted and taking off track the goals that you have for yourself. When you get your first boyfriend, you might look at them like a shiny new toy at Christmas. You want to spend all your time with them. You want to make them happy, vice versa. Then you don't realize that school is suffering. I've ghosted my friends. My parents are trying to advise me on this relationship, but I don't want to listen to them because you're in awe. As much as you enjoy his company, please stay wise to who you are as an individual. Because you are an individual, first and foremost. A lot of people like to identify themselves according to who they're with at that point in time. And that's a very dangerous game you're playing. You might have not told me all the information that went down that evening. But if he's the type of young man that couldn't even say, you know what, this is not how I want us to have our first time, you deserve better than that, then I will say that is very telling to his character. To be able to do that type of thing with you in your dad's car is disrespectful. And you might not want to hear this, but I'm your sis. I'm going to tell you the truth like you are my sis. What happened that evening in your dad's car was disrespectful. How you treated yourself is a disrespect to yourself. And how he allowed himself to go along with it or initiate it, I don't know, shows the level of respect he has for you. So I will say this. Before you go out with him again, before you do anything, make sure you ask yourself, are you doing yourself justice with whatever you're doing next? Even if it doesn't entail the physical side of things, I'm talking about just simply dating, the way in which he's talking to you, the way he cares for you, the day-to-day interactions at college. Make sure you're doing justice by yourself. Because a lot of people, they go into things, whether it be relationships, friendship groups, by the standards of maybe the church they go to, maybe what their parents would say. And the problem with that is that if you keep doing things based on what you think people think of you or what you've been told to do, you never really know how to carry yourself against the odds. Okay, if your mum isn't around anymore, are you still going to carry yourself in a certain way? If you change churches, are you still going to carry yourself in a certain way? So why I said the whole have the discernment in knowing if this is the guy for you is because you know how you would have felt after you've done that. And if you're being honest with yourself, I don't think you would have been doing backflips, so to speak, especially for your first time. So I just want you to protect yourself, sis. I want you to cover yourself in love. I want you to date with an open eye. Make sure your ears are open, your eyes are open. Don't second guess what you know to be true. And don't make excuses for what you know isn't right. So I'll round up this episode by saying, come forward to your mum and dad, tell the truth. Don't give your boyfriend a heads up as well. Because if it is something that he's involved in or not involved in, or his friend might be involved in, don't ruin any chances of your dad recovering his car. So don't tell him what you're doing or you're approaching your parents. Let God do the rest after you've told the truth. And if you continue to want to date this young man, then make sure you're dating him with your senses open. Make sure you date him and still focus on your priorities. Girl, don't even make him top 3. And the reason why I say this is because there shouldn't be anything you prioritize over him, because you are a young girl in college. I don't know if you're inclined to a religion or whatever, but have your moral compass, whether you be a Christian, Muslim, I don't know. Have your parents, your family, have your career. Because the reason why I said why would he even be top 3, it means as in if something were to happen, you're willing to prioritize that over your education, over your religion, over your family. Of course not. So that's why I say enjoy dating. Don't let it be a detriment to your progression. And also make sure that every step of the way you are doing a good service to yourself, not disservice, but you're prioritizing yourself for something that makes sense. And the day that you may come to realize that this relationship is no longer fruitful to you, don't drag it. A lot of young girls get their first boyfriend. They don't know if they'll get another boyfriend. They don't know if this is the best I'm ever going to get. And they hold on to it for dear life. This relationship could have been a waste of time, quote unquote. This relationship might have been something that was just supposed to be a learning curve. You've decided to just give your all to it. It's a young relationship in college. Learn from it and move on. If you're in it and it ends up being a happy ever after, fantastic. But don't drag onto something for the sake of, oh yeah, my social currency is that I have a man. Don't do that. Focus on you. So yeah, good luck with everything, sis. I hope that everything works out for the best. We'd love an update. I've been saying this. If you have a dilemma of your own, email to us at TheHeySisUK@gmail.com. It's actually TheHeySisUK@gmail.com. Send us an email. We keep your identity private. We respect everything. And if you have an update, whether it be a happy story, whether it's just an update of the progression of the situation, let us know, man. We want to know how you're doing because we genuinely care. We're a community. You've watched and you've listened to this episode. If you want to go ahead and give your 2 pence on the situation, just 2 cents, 2 pence, wherever you are in the world, you see that comment section down below. That's where you need to be. We love essays here as well. Some of you guys be putting paragraphs. Love it. Don't feel like you have to shorten yourself to keep it short and sweet. Put it down below. Let us know what she should do in the situation. Let us know what you would do in that situation. We've got the Instagram, we've got the Spotify, we've got all the platforms. And more importantly, 2025, we will be launching www.TheHeySisUK.co.uk. Make sure you're there before the cutoff period. And before you go, I need you to do something real short, real sweet. And that's to stay blessed. It's your girl, Yezzir. You've been listening and watching to another banging episode of Hey Sis. Bye.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So call me Yezzi when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time. Pick any card, I know it won't decline. He know how to please.